This is my Cowboy CB 4500. I've been sewing on this machine over 10 years and still very happy with it. Just, it's a trouble-free machine. I've got it nice and broken in by now, and no problems at all. For my saddle making, I like to use a substantial size thread, so I use white 346 in polyester. This machine will sew with polyester or nylon thread. I just kind of like the way the polyester works. 346 top and bottom, and the needle I'll be using today, and the needle I use the most is probably a size 200 Smith's needle. On occasion, when I have an extra stiff piece of leather or multiple layers, I'll use a size 230. You'll kind of develop a feel for what you need, and you can change your needle out real quickly. And it's good to keep a sharp, fresh needle in there if you can. This is 10 years after, and I'm still using this machine and quite happy with it. Today I've got a couple extra pieces to sew that I did get sewn yesterday evening. I've got my breast collar and my roper flank cinch there. The roper flank cinch is rough out leather, and it's lined with the 10 to 12 ounce burgundy latigo. Appreciate you watching this, and your comments are welcome, and you're more than welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just make sure you've clicked the bell so you'll receive notifications when I put up a new video. I put up a couple short videos actually earlier today that I was sewing a piece and ran out of bobbin, so it's always good to change your make sure you got a fresh bobbin in your machine when you start sewing longer pieces. And this is the bobbin winder. I've got it set, and it winds a bobbin as I'm sewing my other pieces. And this pops off when it's full. Sometimes it slightly overfills, and I'll have to pull a little bit of thread off, but I try to keep an eye on it so I can make sure it stops when it's full. Just did a couple short videos on sewing these pieces. This is the stirrup pieces that will be glued onto the outside, and then I'll use my stirrup plate for my Cowboy CB 4500 to sew those pieces onto the stirrups. This is my rough out saddle fenders that I sewed the bottom. That's where the blevins go down there. At the top, I sew 3 different rows on each top. That makes it super stout. My breast collar, it's ready to be stitched on the outside. That's 2 layers, and it's actually 3 layers down toward the end there. got my stirrups ready. I need to cut my groove in there, but there's one thing I check before I actually cut my stitch groove in there. What I'm going to do right now is change the plate on my machine and put this riser plate on there. It's also called a stirrup plate, or it can be used for making holsters also, when you need a little extra height up off the machine there. I'm going to also change my needle. I've got a good 230 Smith's needle right here. I'm going to take the 200 out and put the 230 in there. So what I do is take these two screws out, one on each side, and change this plate out right here. With my riser plate on there, my 230 needle in there, now I raise my foot up, pressure foot, and I do some little test right here to see where I need to put my stitch groove. That gives me an idea if it's gonna work or not. And I've pretty well got an idea. That's where I need to put my stitch groove around there so it'll sew right. Anyway, little tip on the riser plate right there. Now it's time to sew my stirrups. Should have everything set.